Hello and welcome to Learn Yourself. Today we are going to study about ammonia. This topic is under ICSE Standard 10 syllabus from the chapter Study of Compound. In my previous videos, we have seen study of compound, hydrogen chloride gas and hydrochloric acid. So for hydrochloric acid, we have seen chemical properties, physical properties, their particular characteristic tests. Then for hydrogen chloride gas, we have seen the lab preparation for the gas and fountain experiment. So here we are going to study about ammonia. The same way we have studied about HCl. So in this, we are going to cover that how the ammonia exists in the nature. That first is, it is existed in the nature in the both ways, free state also and combined state also. We know that ammonia in the free state, it is deposited through the lightning to the soil. Then some of the plants can also produce and generate ammonia through the bacteria which living in their roots. There are many possible ways where we can find the ammonia in the free state in the nature. Also in the combined state, we can see the ammonia. It is in ammoniacal salt. It is NH4Cl. That is ammonium chloride. Whenever it is combining with any other element, then it is in the combined state. Whenever it is alone NH3, then we call it is in the free state. So ammonia is existed in the nature in both the ways. So in this we are going to study how we can manufacture ammonia, because ammonia is a very important compound at industrial level. So there are three processes which is there in our syllabus. First is the lab preparation. It is from ammonium salt and alkali. Then second is from metal nitrides, and third is very popular Haber's process of manufacturing ammonia. So for all these three processes, we are going to study their reasons, that why we have choose this reactant, why we are keeping this much temperature, and what are the conditions we are setting for the reaction and why, their respective reasons. Then physical and chemical properties of ammonia. It includes fountain experiment, the same way we have seen in HCl, as reducing agent, ammonia's reaction as reducing agent, combustibility, then characteristic reactions. So all these things we are going to study under chemical properties. One thing, in fountain experiment, it is going to be completely opposite compared to HCl. Just think why. Identification test for ammonia. That if you want to conduct an experiment that this gas or this liquid, whatever we have, is ammonia or not, then what are their characteristics experiment. Those experiment we are going to study. Then the last uses, how the ammonia is useful to us at industrial level, at lab level. So all these things we are going to study in this study of compound ammonia. Let us start with our first thing, that how to manufacture ammonia via ammonium salt and alkali reaction. Let us learn our first method to generate ammonia gas. This method is also known as laboratory preparation of ammonia gas, or the ammonia gas we are generating via the reaction of ammonium salt and alkali. So in this reaction we are using ammonium salt and alkali. As an ammonium salt we have taken ammonium chloride and calcium hydroxide, which is alkali. and it is going to give us calcium chloride and water and ammonia. This ammonia will liberate it as a gas, and that we are collecting. So in this method, this is how our apparatus is going to look like. So in this is a round bottom flask which has been arranged in inclined position, so that these two reactants will get a maximum surface area. So these two reactants we are taking in a powder form, so that we will get a maximum surface area of reactant, and when we are keeping this round bottom flask in inclined position, we will get maximum surface area for this round bottom flask also. Another reason for that is, through this reaction we are getting here ammonia gas and water vapor. So this water vapor will go to the top and come back, and the drops will coming back to the water itself. It is not going to touch the surface of the conical flask, which is already hot. So it will save our apparatus and fall into the reactant itself. So that's why, because of this two reason, we have kept our round bottom flask in inclined position. Now through this, our ammonia gas will go to a delivery tube to a drying tower. This is our drying tower. It consists of calcium oxide. It is anhydrous reagent which will absorb all the moisture whatever ammonia will get from this, because there is also a water along with the ammonia, and ammonia has a very good solubility in water. So whatever ammonia we are getting from here, it also consists of some moisture. So that ammonia should pass through this drying tower, and we are collecting it into this. This is our gas jar, and we are collecting it via downward displacement of air. This is a gas jar, and whatever gas will come will go directly over here. It will be filled here, and the air will come out. Why? Because ammonia is lighter than air. So it will displace the air, and the jar will ultimately completely filled with the ammonia here. Ammonia has a higher solubility in the water. It will consist moisture. So we are passing it through the drying tower. Into the drying tower, the reagent is calcium oxide, which is anhydrous reagent. It will absorb all the moisture, and then we are collecting ammonia into the gas jar via downward displacement of air, because ammonia is lighter than air. So it will displace the air, and this jar will be completely filled with the ammonia. Now let us understand some of the reasons that why we have used this reactant, this drying agent, and why we have kept apparatus in specific position. So if you will remember all these points, then you will be easily frame the sentence in your exam. So it is a key to remember all the reason at once. So first, let us take the reactants. So in this method we have taken NH4Cl and calcium hydroxide. So first, we have taken calcium hydroxide higher than NH4Cl. Why? Because ammonium chloride is sublimable salt. So it has a sublimable nature. So whenever we are heating the mixture, the NH4Cl is likely to sublime. So to counteract that phenomena, we are using calcium hydroxide more. So we are using more calcium hydroxide than NH4Cl. Then why we are using calcium hydroxide as an alkali and not anything else? First reason, it is cheap in need. Cheap financially it is okay to use in lab preparation. Then second, very important, it is non-deliquescent in the nature. So these two reasons we are using calcium hydroxide. Then third reason is why we are not using NH4NO3, that is ammonium nitrate, because it is explosive in nature. So we are not using ammonium nitrate. So for the reactants there are three things. We are using calcium hydroxide more than ammonium salt. Why? Because ammonium salt has a sublimable nature. Then second, we are using calcium hydroxide because it is cheap and non-deliquescent in the nature. Then third, why we are not using ammonium nitrate? Because it is explosive in nature. Then second, regarding our apparatus, that why we are keeping round bottom flask in inclined position. So there are two reasons for that. To get more surface area, when we are keeping like this, we are getting more surface area for the reactant to heat. So that's why we are keeping it inclined. Then second, the water vapor, whatever will go up, will drop down into the reactant mixture again. It will not touch the flask anywhere over here. If you will keep it straight, then the flask will be hot from here. If it will go up and it will touch here, our apparatus may get cracked. So that's why we are keeping it in inclined position. So regarding our apparatus, first thing, that it will give us more surface area, and second, the water vapor will not touch the hot surface of the flask. Now third, why we are using calcium oxide as a drying agent? So it is basic in nature. Our ammonia is also basic in nature. So it will not react with ammonia. Again, calcium oxide is basic in nature. Our ammonia also is basic in nature. So it will not react with ammonia. So when we are passing ammonia through the drying tower, it will not react with ammonia. And second, all these other drying reagents will react with ammonia. It is H2SO4, phosphorus pentoxide and calcium chloride. This all three can react with ammonia. So we will not get our ammonia pure. So that's why we are using calcium oxide and not any other drying agent. Then fourth, we are collecting the gas upon air and not over the water. We are collecting it by downward displacement of air because it is lighter than air, and we are not collecting over the water because it is soluble in the water. If it will be soluble in the water, then we will get liquor ammonia, liquid ammonia, and not the ammoniacal gas. So we want a pure gas and it is lighter than air, so we are collecting it upon the air and not over the water. So these are general reasons for the laboratory method of ammonia.